Okay, guys, welcome to Errand Boys Combat Mission Shock Force Tutorial Part 3. This is the second mission in the British campaign, and you can see here we're on the briefing page. We'll just kind of go through this, take a look at the map. So we've got two objectives. We're going to start here in the lower right hand corner, and we've got an objective here and then one here on the other end of the dry lake bed. So we'll go ahead and hit OK, and here we are. Now this is the force disposition stage, so this is where you have the ability to move your forces to various parts at the beginning of a battle, but only within this blue area here. So, for instance, I'd love to put them up here on this hill because you've got great elevation on this hill. You can see a lot of the map from there, but they don't allow you to do that. So, what I'm going to do is, you guys know how much I love my javelin teams, so we've got two javelin launchers, and I am going to make sure that these guys are fully loaded up. They each have 3 shots, so we've got them, and let's take a look at our infantry. They're full on ammo. Some grenades, I don't think they're going to need. They do have a grenade launcher, so let's have him load up on grenades for his launcher. And he also has a launcher. And you know, you want to be somewhat cognizant of how much ammo and supplies you're going to have these guys carry, because they will get tired. And if you are saddling these guys, I mean, I could add a couple more rocket launchers, some smoke grenades, stuff like that, but they will get tired if you give them as much stuff as possible. So be cognizant of that. However, with this map, it's pretty wide open, so my expectation is that we're not going to have too much close quarters fighting, but you never know. So I want to take and give some, I want to get at the start of the battle, I'm going to send this javelin team to this area here where I already have a reconnaissance vehicle. And reason being is I want to get that javelin team on this hill here, because that will afford him a great view of the battlefield. So to start with, I'm going to have these guys just move up slow. And this is my reconnaissance vehicle, so I'm also going to have him move up to that area very slowly. Okay. Now, as far as I want to ideally bring him up over in this area, but I'm not sure what kind of resistance I'm going to get here, so I'll put him there in case I need him. Okay, so we're going to start the battle, and as you can see here, these guys are popping smoke and reversing, which, oh, okay, there's a tank here. So I'm going to have him stop and pop smoke. I'm going to have I'm going to cancel their orders because I am now going to have them come over here because I want them to engage this tank. So I'm going to bring that reconnaissance vehicle back. I'm going to bring this one just to that hill area, and I'm going to stop him there. I am going to dismount my Javelin team, and I'm going to take a look at what we've got over here. So, armored personnel carrier knocked out, tank knocked out. Not from me. I believe these were previous battles, but we do have a T-55 that has not been. We've got a headquarters element on the run. That tank is being engaged by my reconnaissance vehicle, but as you can see, they're pretty far away, and it's going to be tough. Uh-oh. That's not good. Wow, that's not good at all. No idea what happened to these guys. I was zoomed in over there. Not good, because as you can see, my Javelin team is okay, but they look like they might be wounded. I'm going to try and bring I'm going to try and create a target arc to see if he will engage those two there. It seems like I'm getting an artillery mission, but I didn't call for one. I'm happy to accept it. Speaking of artillery, they're not going to be able to call in. Let's see if I can get my Javelin. He's loading his tube. So they're spotting. I'm gonna try and move them up to get a better vantage point. That guy's dead. Not cool, but hey, it happens. Unfortunately. And
enemy troops ahead.
so they've got their target arc there. And what I'm now going to do is bring in these elements here. To start and begin to engage these guys. You know, I'm tempted to have my sniper team dismount. Create a target arc for him. So really, I've got some reinforcements. See looks like we got a headquarters element. Okay, so lots of infantry carriers, which is good. We need that. And I'm hitting my space bar, and that brings up this kind of menu here. It saves you from having to kind of puts the most commonly used options down there. And I also choose to show the trails that you can see there in yellow. And that is an option that you go to menu and hotkeys and toggle show all move paths, Alt P. I like that because when you're issuing commands, you know where each of them are going to be going. So for instance, I could take him, I'm going to cancel his, and now have him go off to the side to spread out a little bit. I'm going to bring up that carrier there, and you can see we're engaging, which is good. And I want to kind of disperse. I'm going to cancel his orders, give him new ones. I want to begin to spread these guys out a little bit. Let me check on... These guys are pretty well situated with ammo, so they're good. And let's get him to target that area, as well as that carrier. Okay. So far so good. I'm going to kind of bring these guys over almost on an end around. So actually, I'm going to cancel him, and I want to bring him, kind of fill this gap there. Oh, I heard an explosion. It hit right over here. I want to make sure to bring my... This is Javelin section. So we want to get him. Oh. So taking some artillery fire over here. You know, the Syrians' artillery is not very good, thankfully. You know, mostly because they have very poor command and control. Alright, so I'm going to pause it real quick. And by the way, you pause by the escape key. And incidentally, to see your keys, you can hit menu, hotkeys, and these are all the listed hotkeys there. So I've got an anti-tank weapon. This is my objection, the first, objective. So I need to come over here and occupy that space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit escape to resume. Looks like we've got some light infantry over there. Not really concerned with them. What I am concerned with is this anti-tank element. So let's just target those areas, and I'm going to bring my sniper team And I want to also, I'm hitting shift to drag and drop. I want to bring these two. I'm hearing more artillery fire. Just hit there. But I think we're good. As I was saying, the Syrian artillery is not very good. Reinforcements have arrived. Let's see what we have. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I want to now move these guys. Actually, instead of that, I'm going to cancel their orders. I'm going to instead bring them up on that hill. These guys are taking some anti-personnel, so I'm going to move them out of the area. And you can tell that's anti-personnel artillery because the shells are actually exploding above the ground. So when they do that, they shower down below them explosion and most dangerously for any infantry underneath, shrapnel, which can have devastating effects. So pretty good here. I'm going to give these guys a target, and I'm going to begin to move these guys up. And what I'll do is when I get close enough, I will pop smoke and dismount my infantry. So let's get these guys there. I'm going to bring these two elements closer, but still being careful. Let's create a target arc right in that area, because I'm still concerned about that anti-tank element that could be over there. I want to get these guys closer. I'm going to pop some smoke here. And also want to get what's happening here? Is this disabled? I lost my gunner? What's happening? It shows that they're okay, but for some reason... Oh, that was weird. Okay. So, we're going to bring this guy closer. We're going to pop. And we're going to open up. We're going to open this one up. And we want to assault that building. And we want to assault that building. So let's bring this guy through the smoke. And these guys, I need to clear their targets. And I'm going to move my sniper team back inside that vehicle. And these guys out. Let's give the vehicle itself a target arc. I want to open that up and see the commander's head come out. That's going to give much more situational awareness, but of course, as we've mentioned and talked about before in other videos, you know, it does expose him to enemy fire, so we want to be careful. So I'm going to hunt him to objective Orontes, so I'm saying that properly, and we've assaulted the building. Now we're gonna assault. Okay, so objective Orontes has just been secured, as evidenced by that there, and so we're good. We've captured these 3 buildings. Looks like we had some units that we've taken out. Let's clear that target arc because it's not really clear target. Okay, so we're good so far. We saw in the last battle, the tutorial part 2, how things went pretty bad pretty quick. So you want to be careful. So now we want to begin our advance on the second objective. This is 2nd Platoon, A Company, 4th Scots, and this is A Company, 4th Scots. So that's the command element for these. So I just want to make sure first A Company, 4th, okay. A Company, okay. So all of these fall within this command. Oh, no, that's a mistake. I didn't want them to dismount. I wanted the vehicle to go in that direction. Okay, so that area has been secured. So now let's move our troops back into their troop carriers. And bring this one up and have them get in that. So we're going to have these guys get in that troop carrier. Okay, so I'm going to bring this element kind of up there, and for now, are you guys getting in here or what? What's going on? Alright, there you go. Okay, so let's get him in that area. I still got a troop carrier somewhere around here still firing at a target I designated. It's this one here, so let me clear that target. He must have something that he... Oh, okay, so he's shooting and suppressing those guys, as are these as well. So let's get these guys up in here. Let's get let's move him up, and let's move this over here. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. we've got, just heard an artillery shell hit. So, I believe it was, yeah, right in this area, which is fine. Because we are getting out of there. Okay. Reinforcements have arrived. Where are they? Yeah. Artillery fire here, not very useful. Okay, let's get... Oh. Let's get... And the reinforcements are Tornado aircraft. So, that's always nice to have. These guys seem to be going a little bit slow. Let me clear their target arc. Oh, they're rested. No damage. Oh, tracks have been damaged, as you can see, by the yellow X. If it were healthy and not damaged, it would be a green plus. So, that's the reason why they're going a little bit slow. Okay, so let's move over to this high ground. And, you know, high ground, I mean, I don't know if you've seen any war movies or know really anything about strategy. It's always the high ground that armies are fighting over. And the reason is simple, because if you occupy the high ground, you have much better vantage point to be able to see the enemy and their movements. So, for that reason alone, you want to maintain the high ground. And, you know, essentially, I can take this unit, back them up, and they will not then be exposed to anything below them. Whereas if I were the unit down below, you don't have that ability. So the units on the high ground do have the ability to, if they want, take cover so that they're not exposed to the enemy. So I think we're doing pretty good on this one. I'm liking the flow of the battle. I feel like I've got a lot of units at my disposal, and what I want to see if is possible is to show you. I'm just going through. So let's see if I dismount my headquarters element to this area. Right, so I'm going to pause real quick. So right now they're inside the vehicle. When I click on the artillery and then the combat air support, I click on the artillery and you can see orange X, orange X, orange X, or maybe that's yellow. But basically what that means is, yes, if I wanted to, I could have this unit within this vehicle call in either 105 millimeter artillery strikes or a 61 millimeter mortar strike. But because of that orange or yellow X, it's telling me, for whatever reason, their length from the target or their position, it's not going to be as effective. Now, in comparison, I'm going to click on just this fighting vehicle, and I'm going to click on artillery, and they're giving me red X's, which means that, yeah, they can direct artillery at a given target, but the red X is telling me it's not going to be very accurate. So what I'm going to try and do is show you how to increase the effectiveness. So this command element has their radio and their data link, their portable data link. So they carry that with them outside the vehicle. So we're going to see if going outside the vehicle gives them a better vantage point, which in turn will then turn this into hopefully a green cross. So let's check it out.
Everyone out! Move it!
There they go. There's 4 of them. And they're going to take up position right here. And now they also have a portable mortar with them, but the range is not going to be very accurate. But what we want to try and do now is we're going to click here, and it has not increased from a cross, or rather to a cross or a green cross. So what we need to do is take these elements, bring them up so that these then become visible, and because these forces here have a data link and a radio, they should then be able to get in contact with these forces here. So if these forces can see the enemy, they can transmit. So this is a little lesson in command and control, and let's try it out. Let's see how it works. So what we'll do is we want to bring them up. Incidentally, they also have an orange X. Okay. So now these forces have made them visible and have then communicated that to them. So anyone that has this PDA, portable PDA, will get information that anyone else inputs into theirs. So now, when you click on it, it disappears, which means they don't see it. So let's try and see if we can get these guys a little bit closer. I've got my Javelin team towards the front, which is okay. We just want to be careful. Really don't want to lose those guys. So I'm going to hit shift, I'm going to drag and drop these guys, and we're going to move up. We're going to get this party started. So I'm going to create some target arcs. Okay, let's check and see if they haven't. Let's open up, see if that has any effect. It doesn't. Okay. Reconnaissance denied because they only have a radio, they don't have the portable PDA. So they're not able to access data that these other units that do. This is the one built into the vehicle itself, and this is the one that is carried by the unit itself. We need to clear that target arc from before. Let's bring up and let's bring our command element as well. So looking good. Kind of zoom up, get a little top-down view. I'm going to bring this element, I'm going to hunt forward, and I'm going to hunt forward. I'm going to dismount my javelin team. I've got my guys there on the hill. And I'm going to have these guys fill in this gap here. Have him stop. I'm going to bring and just move my javelin team, and I'll have their vehicle drive along with them. I'm just having them walk, no rush. I don't want to tire them. So as you can see, they're just going to kind of take a little stroll and walk to the selected area there. And still, so if we can do a little reconnaissance, he's blowing smoke. That's telling me that he's taking fire. Okay, so everybody is within their command elements. Okay. So it looks like we've got almost on the rim of this dry lake bed. It looks like that's where they're going to have their defenses set up. So let's now come over this side here, and we may have something over here. So let's bring our command element back, and let's have that reconnaissance unit and I want to set these guys up with grenade launchers because there's going to be some long distance, so it's not going to hurt to be able to have them lob some grenades over. So I'm going to issue orders. So we're really kind of taking this pretty slow. We want to speed it up a little bit because there is a time limit. We have 27 more minutes left to go, so that should be plenty of time, but again, we just want to make sure. So nothing showing up here. Let me bring that reconnaissance vehicle over. Okay, let's see what he sees, if anything. Let's open these guys up. Certainly no imminent danger. So let's have them open up so that they can survey the area more effectively. And then once they come under fire, if they do come under fire, they'll go ahead and automatically go hull down. So, okay, still nothing. So let's bring those two up, and let's bring, kind of move my command element here, kind of on the back side of this hill, away from what could potentially be on the flank. And my next move, once I identify, assuming I identify a threat in this area, will be to dismount. But again, I'm gonna hunt because I'm almost on top of this area here, so I've got to imagine that something is gonna I almost wish I had my javelin team here, because it looks like, okay, so that was a machine gun. Uh-oh. That's heavy machine gun. These guys took a hit from something, which is the reason why these guys pop smoke. And I think, alright, that's not cool. Might be from that area there. It's certainly not from these guys. But I will take, because of the smoke, yeah, these guys are shaking. So this is destroyed. They're shaken. So I'm gonna move them back here. It's gotta be this area. Kind of a long-range anti-tank system. Still not even sure if it's... What I'm gonna do is I've got to somehow figure out what's over there. So I'm gonna bring try and come on the other side of this area, leave these here to attack from here. And I've got to make a push here. I don't want to lose the initiative. So and you can even, if you want to, for instance, I'll cancel his orders, but let's say you want to move him fast there, and then afterwards you want him to hunt, you can do that as well. So you can mix up. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so he'll move fast to that area. Once he gets there, he'll then go into hunt mode. Anti-tank, not cool. I need to dismount and have them assault that area, and these guys are going to do this exact same thing. So, alright, so we've got a grenade launcher that's targeting that. So what I'm going to try and do is, it's time to get some
Hello, fire mission, over!
So I've just called in a 3-tube 105 artillery strike on this line here. And as you can see, none of these guys are in a very good position. It's time to press. My forces have assaulted their area. They're taking casualties, but not too many. It'll be nice to get this artillery strike going. Let's see if any of these guys are in a position. So it looks like we've got guys spread out even over here. Let's see if these guys can target. They can. So far so good. 18 minutes left. I want to kind of speed this up. I'm going to give these guys new target arcs. I'm going to deploy these guys, and I'm going to have an area I'm going to do a 3-tube maximum personnel.
Hello, fire mission, over!
So I know these guys are under fire, but that's okay. I need them to start getting in the fight. I'm gonna bring these guys Okay, so what do we got over here? I'm moving these guys up. As well as these guys here. That's not good, because that was my airstrike. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, actually, it was one of them. We've got a squad over there. Move over here. Want to make sure that these units are taking advantage of this high ground as much as possible. So that's the destroyed one. Oh, immobilized.
Hello, fire mission out.
Tracks damaged. Get these guys firing so that they're taking some fire. 14 minutes left. Really am anxious to get that fire mission started. Move over onto the left flank here. These guys are doing okay. I've lost a couple of vehicles.
Shot over. Shot out.
The shots are now coming in.
Splash over. Splash out.
I'm gonna have
Over. Air request. Ready for check-in.
these guys just calling in an airstrike on that area there. And these guys are good. Everything's good.
Fire for effect. Out.
And not deployed. Let's see if I can get anyone. No line of sight. No line of sight. Okay, so here comes the first mission that was going to hit this line here. I'm going to try and move these guys to the flanks. Be careful. Oh, that's been knocked out. Oh, that's encouraging. Okay, so here you can see is the first fire mission that I called in. And this is any personnel mission. So if you watch, the bursts are actually above the ground. So they shoot down shrapnel, which, you know, obviously if there's any infantry underneath or near it, it has, you know, certainly physical effects, and also even emotional effects. It will, if we can click on units that are experiencing artillery, this guy here, we're not going to get a lot of information, but it'll tell you if they're shaken and or panicked. So okay, I want to get these guys to occupy this space. Now I'm gonna have to call off
Stop.
because I've since decided that I want to occupy these trenches here. So I'm gonna have these guys do their thing. Ooh, tank. Alrighty then. I suspect I'm gonna pause. I have a feeling that where is my javelin team? Javelin team? They're not gonna be able. I'm gonna bring them up quick because I'm gonna need them to engage that tank. Now the tank is being engaged by these two here, which is great, and it is receiving some damage, but it's not knocked out. And until it is, I will not rest easy, as you can see why. So, no, I need you guys in that trench, please. Yeah, they're not happy. They're not happy. So, let me get them.
Hello, rounds complete. End of mission. Out.
That fire mission just finished. This guy, he's panicked. He's not happy. Who can blame him?
Hello, fire mission. Out.
Infantry vehicle he was fighting in was just destroyed by a tank, as was this one. So, 8 minutes left. That tank is starting to wreak havoc. And where is the javelin team? Oh, if I remember correctly, the javelin team is in a vehicle that's been damaged. Alright, so this is just going from worse to catastrophic. Is this damaged? No. Okay, so I'm going to send this to help out. There's our tank. Destroyed those two vehicles there. Not good at all. I'm really hoping that let me see if I can. Nope. Let's see if any of these guys can see. Okay.
Air request, ready for check-in.
Alright, so I just called in a fire mission. Sorry. An air mission on that tank. 7 minutes left.
Fire for effect. Out.
Here comes the big barrage over the radio. So what I'm gonna do is, under the cover of this, what should be a long and heavy artillery mission, by these guys, I'm gonna have them stop. I don't want them getting killed. And then here begins the mission. This javelin team, I need to dismount. And what I need them to do is to get in that vehicle. So even something as small as just having one unit not in position can have a pretty bad effect. That's what needs to die. That one tank is like jeopardizing this whole mission, which, by the way, I have 4 minutes to complete. So I'm gonna have these guys attack. Cordless rifle. That, it's 130, it's a 73 millimeter. You know, that could actually penetrate one of these infantry carriers, believe it or not. These are the guys. Yeah. You know, kind of like the last mission, if you guys watched. Oh, that's not good. We've got a grenade launcher who's lobbing shells over there. Kind of like the first mission, where things were going pretty good, and then in the end it all kind of went to hell in a handbasket. But as the saying goes, all's fair in love and war. So artillery's coming. It's not as effective as I hoped it would be. But I think it's as good as it's gonna get.
I'm an inbound fighter approaching. Estimate 2 minutes to your overhead.
So there's the communication from the pilot. Letting us know that he is on. And getting ready. That artillery fire is what you call danger close. Well, I've tried. Ooh, that was a nice hit, but it didn't knock it out. I mean, he's damaged. He's feeling it for sure, but unfortunately, he's just not. Okay, well, I've got my forces here, but as you can see, it's not very decisive. But let me see if I can. Can get on target for that recoilless. 19 seconds. I can hear the jets overhead, and I just want them within the time limit of the game. Come on, jet! It's a tornado. Drop some lead on that tank. Maybe that'll be enough for me to win this battle. There's, let me see, if I can get him to that hill, this may be my last. He has armor piercing. 1 minute. Just, let's see if he can do it. He's hitting them good. Hitting them good. These guys, they don't have any rockets. He's laying into them. He's still firing though. Come on. Boy, he's taking his licks. That's for sure. He's taking those licks. Let's get these guys in on the act. I honestly, should have brought them over earlier. I bet even, You guys know that. Not having played the game much. Now they're just hitting them from all sides. I'm gonna call this guy.
Hello, round complete. End of
Okay.
mission. Out.
Luckily, he just indicated that the fire mission is complete, so that's good. So now, you know what I'll try is I'll bring this guy around the rear of the tank, which has the softest armor. Oh, he's knocked out. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah, I mean this was, you know, I'm playing on the hardest level iron, which I've never played on before, and yeah, I mean it's no cakewalk for sure. It is not a cakewalk. These guys did a great job taking that T-55 out. But their mission is not over yet. Okay. You know, didn't do great. They didn't give me credit for occupying the second objective, which I can understand because it was I was still fighting for it, even though I was on it. I hadn't occupied it. You know, targets. I did well there, and overall, I lost 11 men to their 71, but I lost 9 armored vehicles. I mean, that's you know, that's tough. We'll review the map. There are a couple of guys. That I drove past. And then there were these guys over here. And that was it. So, probably took, after taking the first objection, probably took too much time taking the second. And, you know, strategically, leaving my Javelin guys behind like that in a slow-moving vehicle was not a good idea. I should have transferred them to a working vehicle much sooner. And I could have brought them... They would have taken out this tank in one shot. So, that could have turned the tide of the battle easily. So, lesson learned. And as far as everything else, you know, this was it was challenging because it was wide open. If I had even one tank, that could have made a tremendous difference because I could have had him sitting up on this hill and just, you know, taking shots at these guys. But I didn't have a tank, obviously. I had fighting vehicles. And, you know, these warriors, they're okay. They're not great. They're 80s, late 80s, early 90s technology. So they're certainly not state-of-the-art. They have a 30mm cannon. They're comparable to a Bradley. But the Bradley has a tow missile launcher, whereas these do not. So It's tough to use infantry in a battle like this that's so wide open because they've got flat ground to cover and they're exposed to fire. So, you know, ideally what I like to try and do is bring that infantry fighting vehicles up and then have them dismount and attack areas as opposed to having them march and taking fire. So that's the second battle of the British campaign. I'll keep going here, and I'll keep also kind of focusing on different areas of command and control, along with continue to focus on the different functions here. And please, if you guys have questions or if there's an area that you want me to focus on, let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks very much, and I will see you on the battlefield.